Hello and welcome. I'm Adri Gregan, and today I'm back for more Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. We're here with Episode 10, finally in the double digits, baby. So, last time, we continued on where we left off back in Episode 8, and basically we left the theater and we met Yoshino with an extended flashback sequence, who apparently was bullied quite a bit as a kid. This is very important, as we find out, because the person he comes in contact with, Mahito, we learn is apparently the spirit of humanity, basically, or its negative feelings against itself. It's hatred, it's fear, it's loneliness against itself. So Mahito not only kills the bullies that were haunting Yoshino, but also intrigues him on the idea that he can sort of enact vengeance on his probably less than positive perspective on his own species. In that same conversation, we also learned that Hanami is apparently the spirit of the forest, that jellyfish floating thing is of the oceans, and poor Volcano Head is the spirit of the earth. And I have never seen planet Earth done this dirty since, well, humanity itself. But the fact that Mother Earth is this shameful, I guess like mother, like children. Regardless, all embarrassing Volcano Heads aside, it's a really interesting expansion of the idea of curses. Before we thought they were kind of like just coalescence of negative energy, but this is kind of bringing to the idea that they're not just where negative energy gathers, but if negative energy gathers around a specific topic, again, like humanity, like the oceans, things that people fear, things that people dread, then they can also turn into curses. And these are like the main curses, the main things that people are afraid of. I wouldn't be surprised if we find a curse about darkness, or just about the unknown, about space, all these kinds of things. There's really just unlimited possibilities that open up. And that also explains why they're as intelligent as they are, because they've been around so much longer than curses that are just coalesctions of negative energy from any passersby. So that's a really interesting idea, really cool expansion of the world. We also got an expansion of what curses can do. We saw the residuals that they can leave behind. However, it seems that strong enough curses are pretty good at not leaving that behind, because one of the good guys that we met last episode, a friend of Gojo's, Nanami, whose name I remember easily thanks to Yuji's brilliant nickname of Nanamin. So Nanami kind of pointed out the fact that they wouldn't have left residuals if they didn't want to. So clearly they're being led on they're being led on breadcrumbs, and that's why he's deciding whether he should go confront who we know as Mahito himself, or if Yuji should go with him. He thinks Yuji is a child, so that he should, as the adult, should take care of the things. That was one of the more interesting parts of the episode, easily the most interesting part of the episode, and what I still think is probably the most interesting and the most memorable one-liner of the show so far. The idea that, well, it wasn't a one-liner, I suppose, it was an idea, but the idea that you become an adult due to the accumulation of little despairs. So regardless of what Yuji's been through, the trauma he's experienced, and the experiences he's had, the things he's fought against, he can't really become an adult until he's had that accumulation of little despairs that just comes with experiencing life. Really interesting idea. I think that's going to be explored more. I think Yuji may have a chance to demonstrate that he's more of an adult than Nanami may expect, or at least he's more capable and not in need of protection like Nanami thinks. That was pretty much it. We saw that Nanami's techniques, curse techniques, are basically he's a video game character and he just has to trace lines to get critical hits. Yuji showed a really cool evolution of what we saw sort of forming in the prison arc, where he can really coalesce the cursed energy into his fists, and he can basically double hit. So that was a really cool thing, really cool animation, art style. Absolutely great. What wasn't great was what he used it against, things that we thought were curses, and they're almost like semi-curses, because it seemed like Mahito like demorphed humans, like what we saw in the theater, but he actually like turned them into curses by flooding them with cursed energy, it seems, turning them into like pseudo curses. Yet again, blending the line between humans and curses. So I'm really excited seeing it fleshed out as it is, so I can't wait to see where it goes from here. And I think that's exactly what we're going to get. Yuji's about to go encounter Yoshino. He seems to have a little cage of mini curses, is what I assume they are. And it's probably going to be as a test to Yoshino to see if he reacts to them and see what he thinks about them. So we'll see how that goes. We'll probably also see Nanami go to the sewers to confront Mahito. I'm sure that'll end very well for him. Not concerned at all. Yeah, maybe we'll also see some of the other sides, some of Yuji's friends. Maybe we'll see Fushiguro and Nobata again. I think it's been a little while. Well, I guess it's been like 2 episodes, but if the pattern holds true, then we'll probably see a lot of them this episode. I kind of hope so, but I'm ready for whatever this show throws at me. Until I'm not, I can't wait to not be ready for it. The show's really exciting. It's really fun. I can't wait to keep watching it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this thing. If you're new here, I do full reactions. The one version on YouTube, though, will be edited with visuals and audio for copyright. However, the unedited full reaction is in the description. The analysis and the episode breakdown will be on YouTube strictly, and it'll be after the reaction. So whether you go in the description or whether you stay up here on YouTube, I will see you afterwards for the episode breakdown and the discussion. With all of that housekeeping out of the way, let's hop into Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, Episode 10. Kanagawa Prefectural Satozakura High School. I hope that's not on the test. Gotta love this continuing series. It's like Sharknado, where it just evolves into an actual story. Not that I've actually seen it. Oh my god, we got generations like JoJo. It's a little bit of everything. It's pretty fun. Kind of want to watch those. He's got friends. That's good to see. Really wholesome. Oh god, now the boys are going to come in. Of course. Did I say it was fine? Trash. He who smelt it. Is this currently going on, or is this another flashback? It's currently going on. I'm sure he's running through the curses in his head. What can I use to get back at these guys? Ooh. Standing up for himself, not even saying please. He's definitely after. Though before he was able to speak his mind, so it's not like this is coming out of nowhere. Kinda had that coming. Doesn't make him any less of an asshole. And he's definitely not done. Ooh. That gentle. Close the door. No witnesses. This is probably before. If he does end up being like an antagonist, then this is going to be really compelling. Also, I just realized that that's not foreshadowing, is it? It's like in water level in the train. Perhaps we could be encountering our water spirits at some point. Or spirit of the ocean. Or maybe it's just art style. Who knows? They are the only one that's conspicuously not been, like, focused on so far. We only see him just hanging out, just bobbing around. Really curious what they're planning on doing with him there. Yeah, there's a lot of water here. Don't tell me he's gonna play like a key part in this this October 31st, I think it was, when they're planning on attacking. Could be really interesting. Yeah, that guy. He's definitely gonna be the strongest because Fear of the Water. Yeah, Earth and Forest have nothing on the water. The doctor in a nice little sweater. Yeah, he's like literally knee deep in it. And water in a sewer. Maybe my pattern recognizing brain is finally realizing how much water there is in the world. Opposite of compassion is indifference. Hold on. The opposite of fondness is indifference. Dang. I was gonna say. Opposite of love is indifference. But fondness is different. Ah, ski instead of I. Interesting. I and ski are different, yeah. Interesting. So we're gonna see what was like in agony over here. It's a creation of his, isn't it? Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. I think I liked it better before I knew what they were. Oh. Couldn't even tell it was alive. Or I guess it's probably not. Did you just mention curses? You already tried to predict the punchline. You're not going to say it's my mom, are you? Indifference. Yep. Interesting. Indifference keeps you from pain. You're not very indifferent if you want revenge. Unless he realizes he's not attaining his own ideal. So I was born from them. You do a lot more than change the shape of them. I can see them, so they're not that special to me. Yeah, they're just a normal thing. We can't see them, so they seem like a lot more to us. Water. There it is again. Our lives don't matter much. Other people's lives don't matter much. Ooh. Interesting. Hedonist. Do what you want. That was a lot. Glad I'm recording earlier because there's a lot to talk about in that scene. And now we're going to see him interact with our protagonists. Who also aren't exactly embodiments of virtue, so I'm curious how this will go. That's a good point. She's still getting thrown. They're playing monkey in the middle without a monkey. It's 2 technically. Okay. The opposite of a special grade. He won't react. Oh, so we're going to see if he can potentially hold himself, but if he fights it, that's different. Immediately restrain him, because he could be a threat. We need to make sure he's dangerous before we make any harsh actions. Ooh, kill him. We retreat. Wow. Sorcerers are different. That makes sense. That makes enough sense. Come on, you can figure these things out. They're labeled for your convenience. Lazy bum. Well, we're gonna see what Nanami's doing. Already down here. But it's still, yeah. Still disgusting. Okay, here we go. But it's just you. You're a good balance. Interesting. Okay. So we are getting our 2 encounters here. And we're getting Gojo, of course. I've seen that gif before. Oh, yeah. Frivolous. They are similar. That was a nice panning shot. He doesn't know. Be specific. Sick of dealing with Gyu types. Probably depends on your definition. Or the body protects us here. Yeah. I would guess the latter. Mm-hmm. It's protective form. I get why he would say the former, though. Because when you're born, you would assume that a new soul is made. Flesh mechs. Oh, it's still alive. You can change the size. Oh, I love this OST. It's so unsettling. Idol transfiguration. Oh, he's got a lot of them. Okay. Sorcerers are different. Okay. Interesting. The soul goes before the body. 残業が嫌いだね. Yeah, because if the body went first, then crushing their body would probably kill their soul. But if the soul comes first, then you can change their body and their soul will endure. So that's why he says the latter. Interesting. Who's this? Satomaru Sensei. Okay. You don't see this kind of person in Japan a lot. Thought he was an American for a sec. Okay. Living in your own worlds. Ooh. Oh. He's well on his way. You have no sense of self-preservation. I guess he doesn't see him as a threat for good reason. Oh! Accidental save. Huh. That could have been real bad. That could have been real bad. Wait, did they think he was about to exercise it? No way. That'd be the funniest misunderstanding. Does he recognize it? Very more important than what you were talking about. Definitely a man-child. And he's just running? Yuji, what are you doing? I assume you're gonna let your partner, whose name I definitely remember, take him away. Oh, okay, he just... That's really funny. That's really funny. Good intervention. Very casual. Great de-escalation. And back to this. Meanwhile... Awesome perspective shot. Super fun. Next, he keeps sending up different people against you. Is he seriously keeping them conscious? That's screwed up. Soul sweat. What a way with words. Wiping away his tears. That might have been one of the best character acting moments in the show. That was beautiful. Changing his own body. Yeah. Good survival instinct. They're really enjoying playing with camera angles in this cramped space. You gonna run? It's past 6. Work's over. Ooh. Look what you made me do. You're making me stay over time. Good setup. That's great. We're never going to see her with this art style in the actual show, are we? They're never going to give that to us. He's breaking it down so hard. Never gets old. Juju Sampo. One of these days they're not going to give it to us, and I'm not going to be able to recover. Oh, that expression was so good. What the? We're gonna get an explanation, right? We're not getting any elaboration on that, are we? Oh my god. I want to talk about the episode, but I have so many more questions all of a sudden. And I don't think any of them are going to get answered. So I kind of just want to forget about it. Blank face, Fushigudo. Just witnessing murder. Oh my god. I don't remember anything that happened this episode. I need to remember where I am. Okay, hold on. Let's lock in. That's its own thing. Let's not worry about that. There's a whole lot to talk about. Christ. This show really is something else, man. I genuinely don't even know what to say about it. Okay, let's go through the episode. Let's do this in the usual order. Okay. Super scary movies. Yeah, we got our Sharknado. More him getting bullied. We learned that he has friends, which is cool. I wouldn't necessarily say they're bystanders, but they're doing what they can. They know what's gonna happen. They're smart. I can't really blame them for that. I wonder if he does though. Probably a little. Okay, so here's where things start getting interesting, and they stay interesting for pretty much the whole episode. First person to say the opposite of fondness and indifference. Ski, as in like, or a soft love. Like when you... anything other than like a deep love. Like when you confess to someone, you say ski desu, something like that. I like you. I mean, you can translate to like or love however you want to. Fondness is pretty good. I is just like a deeper love. Like a more like soul to soul in a sense, heart to heart. It's deep love. So he posits that love works, but fondness doesn't. I does, but ski doesn't. Interesting. Not possible that interacting could be more proper than leaving them alone. It's not possible that interacting maliciously with others could be more proper than leaving them alone. His use of the word proper is kind of throwing me for a loop. I'm not entirely sure what he means by that. The opposite of fondness is hate. Makes a little bit more sense. It wasn't Japanese, but it's about the translation. The opposite of love is indifference. So indifference works as an antonym there. But we don't use I, so we say ski instead. And we lost the depth of the meaning because it was more convenient. Everyone likes a little wordplay. Humans can't live without making up excuses. There's a lot of really interesting things that aren't really extrapolated on here that I'd really like to be explored a little bit more. It's not a whole lot for me to work with here. Bit of a non sequitur. People like wordplay. After all, they can't live without making up excuses. I guess making connections that aren't there. Our pattern-seeking brains. Or we want it to make sense. We don't want to think about it well enough, like the change from I to ski. And this is the talk about souls. I already know how repulsive humans can be. It's why I don't expect anything from others. Nor do I think much when someone I don't know dies, because there's a good chance they were repulsive. Indifference is the virtue people ought to strive for. So I assume he's establishing a spectrum here. He's got love, hate, and then indifference. And since both extremes are generally bad, you want to go for indifference to center. A, so you're not throwing things off balance, but also because it's easiest for you. Though he doesn't say that part out loud. You want revenge. Are you saying this contradictory? Yeah, you can't be indifferent and want revenge. That is contradictory. Indifference would not be caring. Do you believe people have hearts? Kokoro. They don't. They have souls. All emotions are the result of the soul's metabolism. That's an interesting phrase right there. The soul's metabolism. People place. That's actually really interesting. The soul metabolizes the inputs it gets from the world, and what it produces are emotion. That's a really interesting way of putting that, actually. Because you receive inputs and you feel emotions based off it. Your soul metabolizes what it absorbs and creates emotion, like ATP. As if it were ATP, not ATP is an emotion. That's an interesting way of putting it. I like that. Far too mechanical because they're metabolizing. Yeah, they're not kokoro. They're not like this vague spiritual thing. They're like an organ that isn't quite physical. People place too much value on things they can't see. I can see them, so they're not special to me. Same ways so if we could see souls, then it would just be like another organ to us. It would just be a thing, like electricity. It's just a thing. It's not special to us because it's a phenomenon we can observe, even though it's not physical in the way that most things are. They're just there. And his conclusion is that there's no value or importance to life. What he's leaving unsaid is that we ascribe value and importance to life because of souls, because of things that we put too much value on, more value than we should on. But if we were to see souls like we were to see a lung, perhaps, or lungs, then perhaps the life would be less valuable because it would be more mechanical. It wouldn't be the human being that we're killing. It would just be a Homo sapien. Homo sapien sapien, I think, technically. That's interesting. I don't think that's true. I think there's a lot of people who don't ascribe to the spiritual aspect of a soul, but also think killing is wrong because it just is. But I do think a lot of people would find a lot less value to life, and especially to human life, if we didn't value souls as much as we did, if we didn't see them as special as we do. Life just continues its cycles, like the water. Our lives are meaningless and have no value. We can do whatever we want. Our lives have no value. Their lives have no value. If I want to kill, I'll kill. I do what I want with my life, and I don't care what happens to your life. Indifference. It is indifference, though, right? Even though he says you can't get yourself trapped in an ideal of indifference. But he's practicing more indifference than Yoshino is, in a sense. There's no need for consistency. You can't get trapped in these ideals. He really is like the devil, isn't he? I think last episode I was saying, speaking of the devil, and I corrected myself to curse. I might correct myself back to devil. He really is whispering hedonistic promises. Don't worry about all these things shackling you down. You don't need consistency. None of this matters. Just do what you want. Just eat when you're hungry. Kill when you're mad. Do whatever you feel like doing in the moment. Kill. And he takes this more to heart than we probably want him to. Are the others doing well? Yeah, monkey in the middle, panda in the side. And then I think this is the first time we're encountering something that's lower than grade 4, so it's like the opposite of a special grade, something that's not numbered, but in the opposite direction. And different ways to deal with it depending on how he reacts. If it's greater than 2, we retreat. That one's interesting. Grade 2 could beat grade 2. Grade 2 is close to 1, yeah, because you're rated on what you can defeat, which makes you effectively as strong as the next rank up for them, or sort of in between. But a 1 wouldn't be able to beat a 1, basically. wasn't ever told something that important. I mean, it makes sense. You're rated based on what you can confidently defeat. Therefore, you are stronger than them, but not as strong as the ones that are same rank as you. Makes sense. And because special grade humans, special grade curses are kind of like the highest grade for both, and obviously curses are stronger than humans generally, so it makes sense that being on the same grade does not mean you could beat them. Except it would. Wait. So a special grade human would be stronger than a special grade curse. Perhaps this will go back to what Sukuna said, where the special grades of curses there needs to be a hierarchy for them too. Because I don't know if that's true. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I guess Gojo's kind of proof that it is to a degree. But I don't think we know any other special grade humans, so we can't really compare. They may not be really alive humans anymore, but killing them still makes me sick. They really are alike, aren't they? I love him just waving his hand around. And he knows the type of curse energy that he's using. He's familiar with techniques. He's experienced. Makes sense. Humans have been hating humans for quite a while. And they're related because obviously, how could they not be? Does the soul reside in the body, or does the body form around the soul? This was interesting. I kind of explained it while we were doing the episode, but you can really think of it both ways, right? Because from conception, you create sort of the body, and the idea could be that the soul comes to inhabit the body, which would be an explanation for the former. However, for this one, you could say that souls already exist, and then the bodies form around it. So potentially, whether the souls exist in like the semen, and the body starts forming around it, or just as the baby is being born, as it's being reproduced, the soul kind of inhabits the body, and then the body forms around it. I guess it depends on what you qualify as the body, and how deep we're going to go into the idea of abortion and all that. Let's not go about that. But there's a whole lot of different things you could talk about. Way too much to talk about in just a short post-episode analysis. But Mahito disagrees. The soul exists before the body. The shape of the body molds to fit the shape of the soul. So Mahito changes the shape of the soul, and the body shifts to match. He alters the shape of the soul, and the body shifts. Yeah. And he has a bunch of little tiny guys. We've got half an hour. You've seen how long these episodes are. You don't have enough time. This sensei is just crazy. They spent time with you. You should be thankful for them. You were lonely, right? I'm a physical embodiment of an onigiri. Man children. Overgrown children like you. I don't disagree with that. There's a lot of overgrown children. I think more and more people today are pushing back maturity to become really man children, woman children, whatever you want to call it, anything in between. 20s are becoming like the new teenager years in today's day and age for different reasons. That's a rant for another day. But I don't disagree with Yoshino here. Did you lose your mind from isolation? My God, this guy is awful and he has no clue. Then he barely gets saved by Yuji, completely incidentally. He recognized the button. That's interesting. Keep that in mind. He barely gets saved, and Yuji doesn't even realize it, does he? He doesn't even realize that he just stopped a murder and probably Yoshino's entire downward spiral. He very well may have changed the course of the show by stopping this one inciting moment that would have put Yoshino down a downward spiral. He could go down it, but there's a lot more of a chance now. That's cool. I'm glad Yuji didn't even realize he did it, most likely, but he still did it. He saved him. He did a lot. He's pretty fast. You hate him. He's got a good sense of character. He's got a good emotional intelligence about him. Good at reading the room. These two are fighting. It's a bad matchup. Yeah, because I have to find new lines every time I fight somebody. Some don't die right away. I lack the precision. He's just so offhand about it. And this is just such good character acting. They don't bring attention to it. I mean, they bring attention to it. It's literally the entire screen, but he doesn't say, I still have to wipe away those tears, or why am I doing this, or no narration whatsoever. It just happens. Great. And then he immediately says something contrary to it, and Mahito calls him out. He says, "Your soul is trembling. You'll make the best subject. You're not too strong, you're not too weak. Gold hair? Looks like Goldilocks to me." This is interesting. So he attacks the souls, but Jujutsu sorcerers don't know how to protect their souls, so he can usually get past their defenses. But Nanami has enough just survival instinct, instinct to protect his soul without even realizing it, surrounding with cursed energy. Though since he can't do it like consciously, it's only a matter of time until Mahito gets to him. So he retreats. And he reaches his time limit. 6 o'clock, baby. Nanami's about to go crazy. I can't get trapped into that post-credit scene again. Nope, not even going to think about it. But I don't need to. It's so interesting. This was a really fascinating episode. This is an interesting line, too. I like to gloat over complicating a simple answer. It's kind of what I'm doing, right? I'm watching this show and I'm making it seem so much more complicated than it is. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think these thought experiments are worthwhile. I don't think that's gloating over it. I think that's trying to extract meaning out of what we can. I would argue that's the reason why we exist. It's to see the natural world and try to find more, try to extract more from it. Not in a parasitical way, but in a way of trying to... There's a saying that I've really liked for a while, that humanity, we are the universe experiencing itself. That the universe kind of created humanity in order to experience itself, in order to see what it created, kind of like it's like in Minecraft, creating a world and then putting yourself in a survival world and playing through the world you created. You're experiencing the world you created. Except if you are the world, the universe is experiencing itself through that way. So that's kind of what that quote means, and something I've liked for a while. Recently, though, I saw a Vsauce video like a month or two ago where he adds a stipulation to that. He kind of flips it on its head. He says, we are the universe ignoring itself. The universe searching for something more. Searching for something beyond itself. And I really like that idea. I think I like that one even more, actually. Because if you think about it, we are always searching for more, right? There's a million answers you could give for when someone asks you what distinguishes humans from other living things. 1,000,001 answers you could give. Oh, we have souls. Oh, we're created in God's image. Oh, we use tools. That one's not very good. We are constantly thinking. We're creative. There's so many things you could say. But I think what it really boils down to oversimplify a complicated answer, we're the universe searching for something beyond itself. We're constantly searching for more. We're never satisfied. Other creatures use tools. Crows use sticks. Beavers build dams. But they use it in order to survive, in order to make the world best to them, in order to best suit their surroundings. We don't do that. We have creativity, but our creativity is problem solving, is coming up with an idea and trying to make it real, coming up with something that doesn't exist and making it exist. We are bringing new things into existence in the universe. We are the universe looking for something more. Think about all the things we've invented, right? Invention is what separates humans from other creatures, is what I would argue. If I had to oversimplify it in just a few sentences, we invent, we create new things, we search for more. And that's what makes us unique. So, in that similar sense, that's kind of my response to this. They're not gloating over complicating a simple answer. They're extrapolating meaning out of what already exists. But it is a lot of work, so for a lot of people it can seem tiring and pointless, and I don't blame them for that. I won't sneer at them, I won't judge them for that. As someone who just enjoys thinking, I intellectually disagree. The version spread without any thought as to whether the opposite definitions or the opposing definitions still made sense. Because convenience over meaning, right? Like I just said, people overthinking things, people just wanting to live their lives. Most people are the latter, so convenience trumps all, even if it kind of loses its own meaning. He cares about his mother. That's a nice little detail. Don't want to forget about that. I think that'll probably do it for this episode. I could keep going on and on. I could probably go on for another hour just breaking this down, but I think the show will handle that for me. I think we're going to explore these topics as we go on. They introduced a whole bunch of things and developed some of them, left some kind of in the sidelines. So I'm curious to see what will be the focus going on and how they'll interact and integrate with other themes we had of like proper lives, proper deaths, the souls and bodies, all that stuff. It definitely seems like it could translate into that, a proper death, proper life. If you have a soul, does it endure after death? Probably does, because it endures past the body. Or does the soul's death create the body's death? There's a whole lot of like intertwining that these themes could do to come full circle and to really build on themselves. So I'm really excited. I'm really pleased to see the author introducing these new elements that are distant but related to what he's already presented, to really build out his story more than just introducing new characters, introducing new landscapes. We're introducing themes, and that's really cool. I love to see authors like really doing this and doing it intentionally. So it makes watching it and like reacting and analyzing it, breaking down, so much more engaging and interesting and worthwhile when I can tell that the author is doing this too. It's kind of creating this as a method of discussion. So I'm really glad. I'm so much happier reacting to this as my first show than I thought it would be. I didn't know what I was getting into going into it. I just knew it was a really good action show with a really good power system. I didn't expect it to be this thematically stimulating. So I'm so glad I started to watch this. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. And if you are, I would love it if you'd like and subscribe if you want to join me along my journey as I keep watching it, as we try to get through everything, season 1 and season 2 before season 3 comes out in January. That's kind of my goal right now. So if you want to support me in there, go ahead and subscribe, share with people you think would enjoy it. Leave a comment if you want to join the discussion. I would love to have discourse with you. Like I say, it's why I'm watching this. It's why I'm doing this. I want to engage in discourse. I want anime and these stories to be more than escapism. I want them to be the opposite of escapism. I want to take what I can out of this and apply it to life. And I think that's the real value you can find in these shows. So if you want to help me build on that value and experience some of that value yourself, yeah, leave a comment. Let's engage in some discourse. You disagree with something? Is there something I missed? Something you want to bring out, you think that's more important that I kind of brushed over? I would love if you brought it down and brought it to my attention. So go ahead and do that if you want. If not, then I hope you're looking forward to the next one as much as I am. Thank you very much for watching, as always. And until the next one, have a lovely rest of your day.